What is happening, YouTube? Welcome back to the Top Hat Guy Show. I'm the Top Hat Guy personally, and to my right is Elsa. To my left is Snowflake. I think you can only see their tails right now, but that's okay. So today we're going to get back into my music a little bit. I want to talk more on that. I want to get a little more into that because I mean music is pretty much just it's my life. Yeah, it really is. I don't think there is a single aspect of my life that can be summed up throughout my whole life more than my love for music. Like, I think I love music more than, or longer, not more than, but longer than I've loved animals or video games, anything really. Other than I guess my family, of course. But that's something I hope you're born with. Not everybody is, but you know, it's a hope. But anyhow, not what the subject of the matter of the video is on today. So what we want to talk about as far as the aspect of music goes is I wanted to kind of just I know I've played a couple of songs here and a couple of songs there, and I mentioned a couple of bands here and there, but I really want to get down to the nitty-gritty of what I like, because if I'm going to talk about my musical experience and actually go through that whole journey with you all, I would figure you would want to know what I'm into. That way there's no shocks and jumps to it, because I'm not necessarily telling, or when I tell you my journey in music, I'm not necessarily going through every memory of, sweetie, sorry, every memory of all artists that I listen to, because that's just, I mean, that'd be a segment, that would be a great segment for a video series for sure, because that's one that can go on for a while, but that's not what this is about either. It's not just about trying to just make content, because that's not what I'm just trying to do. If I wanted to just make content, I'd go out dressed like this on the street and start doing a belly dance or something, you know? that would get some views. No, I'm here because I actually want to deliver something to you all. I want to actually educate y'all on some type of aspect of music, and the way I'm doing my education is just through personal experience. I'm not trying to teach you something necessarily relative, like revolutionary or new in the aspect of music entirely, but a new perspective instead, which can always make the difference. I think a new perspective in life can always change a person's life and views around entirely. And that's one of my subject matter defenses on the case of the internet. Okay. But again, that is not what this video is about. It's more. So what this video is mainly about is pretty much we are going to go on a journey today. Journey with me, please, YouTube, as I tell you the journey of, should I limit it to 30? You know what? I'm not even going to limit it. We're just going to take the journey and just see how many artists I decide to bring up. So starting with our memory lane, I would, I guess the best way to start this is to discuss one of my earliest memories. And that would have to be, you know what? I think I'm doing this video a little wrong actually. Now that I'm sitting here, I have the staff, sure, but I think I need the guitar while I do this, guys. Let's take this memory lane with the guitar. So just give me one moment. I'm gonna go grab that for us. So, yes. This is much better. So as I take us down here through good old music memory lane of the good old top hat guy here. I think that's a good way to set the tone for this adventure. Alright, so imagine now. You're in a big Chevy truck, right? With your father, and you're sitting in the back seat because your grandmother will not let you ride shotgun with your dad, and well, sometimes he probably would still let you. This particular day, you're riding the back seat, and you remember you're in the back seat because he has these subwoofers back there, right? And all of a sudden you just hear a bass line. You hear a bass line that you've never heard before. And then you hear someone just say, you know what? I'll do it. Here's the part for this for you, actually. Because this song rocks, and I haven't played this for y'all anyways. Come on, come on! Saturdays, the kids go out and play. You know, I was up in my room, I let the stereo play. Imitated, just a kid with a pad and a pen, a big imagination. All this I see, I fly, push the envelope to the line. Bake it, take it, break it, until I'm overrated. Click, click, boom! Saturdays, the kids go out to play. I was up in my room, I let the stereo play. Saturdays, the kids go out to play. I was up in my room, I let the stereo play. It's all inside of me. It's all inside of my head. It's coming out of me. It's all inside my head. Yeah! So yeah, I heard Click Click Boom from Saliva for the very first time back there, and I was just loving it. I was like, I don't, you know, as you can see, I don't have a voice like that, but I loved it. It was like a mix of a little bit of, you know, he was singing, but he was rapping a little bit at the beginning there, a little bit, like not like rapping, but like new metal rapping, which I wasn't, you know, very familiar with. All I knew from that kind of sound was, well, back in that time, I don't know if I can think of anything earlier, because like I said, this is one of my earliest memories of music. After that, I would have to say another huge musical moment for me whenever, again, I was riding. A lot of my musical journey is going to be involving me riding Big Red, right? That was the name of my dad's Chevy truck. For obvious reasons, it was just a Big Red Chevrolet. So we're riding back there, and another song comes on, and this one I have actually had the pleasure to see live, and I don't know if how much of this I really want to play for y'all, but if I'm doing it this style, I have to do this. So I'm back here. I just got my first back here in the back seat of Big Red, and I just got my first bag of flaming hot Cheetos, and I'm riding with my dad and his best friend, who we just called Shantu, and Shantu tells my dad about this. I want to say either told him about this song or said Drew should not listen to this song. Like I said, memory a little hazy. I feel fuzzy. I feel like this song came out before I was born, but I haven't looked up the album
particularly know. But what I do know is it is because of Sean 2 that I heard this song for the first time. And good God, do I want to play it? Fuck it, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play my way of doing it though. So we're gonna F chord this stuff rather. Can you feel that? Drowning deep in my sea of lonely, broken to serpentine. Can you give it to me? I'm looking now that was good has died and sophisticated in me. Won't you give it to me? Looking at my own reflection when suddenly it changes, violently it changes. Now no as good as died in me. Get up and come down with the sickness. Get up and come down with the sickness. Get up and come down with sickness. Open up your head and let it flow through me. Get up and come down with the sickness. Your mother, get up and come down with the sickness. Get up and come down with the sickness. Bring your sister and let it give it to me. I can see inside you, the sickness is rising. Don't try to deny what you feel. Won't you give it to me? So yeah, he introduced me to my very first ever Disturbed song, and it was incredible. And no, I was not going to do the part that you wanted me to do. No. I love my mama. So, yeah, he showed me not just that song, but that led me to also discover the whole Sickness album, which I got to see the 20th or 25th anniversary, whatever anniversary it was last year. I got to see it, and it was freaking fantastic. Y'all go see that video. I made a video about me going to that concert, and it was amazing. David Draymond, you put on a hell of a show. Band, Disturbed, everybody in that band, y'all killed it. So, yes, I listen to a lot of rock, from Saliva, Disturbed. Hell, I gotta tell this one real quick. It's around the same period, anyways. Maybe a few years later. It was actually before I really got too deep into my favorite band of all time. If you have seen my previous videos, you would know what that is, but we'll get to that anyways, nonetheless. But for now, I want to say this one happened in the living room watching MTV, and I want to say it was very likely probably, yeah, I want to say it was something takes a part of me, something I can never see. Every time I start to believe something's written, taken from me. Why life gotta be messing with me? Can't it chill and let me be free? Can I take away all this pain? I try to every night, all in vain, in vain. Sometimes Sometimes I cannot take this place. Sometimes it's my life I can't taste. Sometimes I cannot feel my face. You'll never see me fall from grace. Something takes a part of me. You and I were meant to be. Cheap luck for me to be. Something takes a part of me. Oh, something I'm like some things they're fun, like something I like some things they're fun. Something takes a part of me. You and I were meant to be. Cheap blood for me today. Something takes a part of me. Part of me. And I'm going to see them live literally in like 4 days, and I'm super psyched. Them, System of a Down, and Polyphia, get ready because the Top Hat guy is coming to see y'all. So yeah, I know y'all are probably sensing a pattern like this ain't going very too far. I mean, staying in a pretty decent wheelhouse of the 2000s new metal era, and you're not wrong. That's what I grew up on. However, then I started getting older, and getting older, I found more maturing, older music. One band in particular, I don't know if I can choose a particular song, but fuck it. Whenever I needed help, these boys, these four amazing gentlemen always had my back. Whenever I needed help, I need somebody help, not just anybody help. You know I need someone help. When I was younger, so much younger than today, never needed anybody's help in any way. Now that I'm yours, so much older than this sea. Oh fine, I'm on a line and open up the door. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please help me? When I was younger, so much younger than today, never needed anybody's help in any way. Sorry for butchering. I'm trying to get through so many, and I have to make so many so quick. But yes, the Beatles, God, the Beatles, y'all. When I say there is no band that has changed my perspective on both music and creativity of thinking of what music can become and sound like, it is the Beatles. Okay, they went from sounding like what you would think a 60s boy band would sound like to sounding like what you think. I don't even, you can't even you can't even finish that analogy, because they went from being them, like being what we thought would be a 60s boy band, right? The first ever boy band, to being out of this world, like starting a revolution of like hippies and love and
like, Rubber fucking Soul, y'all. I mean, enough said, you know? Like, like, I want to say Helter Skelter, but I feel like that was the White Album, y'all. Like, no one saw that coming. No one saw these albums being like Sgt. Pepper's and like guys, come on. You think you think someone could have predicted that the Beatles would come up in here and be like, let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to Strawberry Fields. Nothing is real, nothing to get hung about. Strawberry Fields forever. Living is easy with eyes closed. That's my high school quote, by the way. Just understanding what you see. It's getting hard to be someone, but it all works out. Doesn't matter much to me. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to Strawberry Fields. Nothing is real, there's nothing to get hung about. Strawberry Fields forever. Sorry, that song is so special to me because, like I said, I put it as my quote for my senior, or whatever you want to call that, in the yearbook. So yeah, the Beatles just hugely instrumental. There's a couple other bands and musicians that I want to mention real quick that I'm not going to attempt to play their instruments real quick, or their most famous songs anyways. Gonna go ahead and say Led Zeppelin played a huge role in, most specifically, my guitar journey. Aerosmith, an old buddy of mine named Brandon, he told me way back in the day, he told me his favorite band in the whole world was Aerosmith. And so I went and collectively listened to just about every single album, because all it took was like, I knew Dream On, I knew Walk This Way, and I knew a couple of classics, of course, that they had, but I never sat down and actually listened to a whole album of theirs before. But then, my buddy Brandon told me that, and I was like, well, fuck, man. I mean, if you love them this much, I gotta at least check the whole album or two out. And once I got through one, I couldn't stop. I was like, they're pretty fucking good. And comparing them to other bands now, I would even say that even now, knowing all the bands I know now, that especially for that time period, especially, like, good job, guys. Way to go, Aerosmith, for sure. Good job, Steven Tyler. And then hearing about the story about how Aerosmith and Run DMC collaborated on Walk This Way's thing, that whole thing was just fantastic. I think there's like a whole video on that whole producer, actually. I think it's Rick Rubin, I think. If that's the case, if not, I apologize. Don't quote me on that. But if that's the guy, it's the guy who got Johnny Cash to do "Hurt" from, Nine Inch Nails' "Hurt," and so fucking fantastic. Whoever, dude, you're fantastic. Good job, incredible. I hate that I don't know your name by memory entirely. That's fault on me. But yes, anyways, back to my own personal journey though. The Beatles, just absolutely huge. Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin, those are the types I went, those are the avenues I went through. And then I found one that I didn't think I would actually appreciate as much as I did. Guys, girls, y'all, you all, YouTube, I found the Doors. And I mean, I'm sure some of y'all are like, well, good for you, man. The Doors are fantastic. But for some of y'all who probably have never heard the Doors before, they're like, the who?
And I'm like, no, not the Who, the Doors. Sorry, I had to. Yeah, so more particularly, specific, well, I've been down so goddamn long, and it looks like up to me. Well, I've been down so ever damn long, and it looks like up to me. I said, Warden, 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 break your lock and key. I said, Warden, 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 won't you break your lock and key? Come on and set me free. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, woman, 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 to get down on your knees. And I didn't think, like, you know, they remind, like, I was told that if I like CCR, it's Clearwater Revival, that I would adore the Doors. And like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love me some CCR, y'all. But, you know, with that being the pitch, I'm like, well, I mean, I already have CCR. Do I want a CCR-esque? Like, that doesn't sound too appealing, guys. But then I listened to him and I was like, this guy, he's saying things. He's got something here. And so, yeah, fantastic band. Absolute, like, I've heard what I've been told with this kind of genre, with the Doors genre specifically. If you like Hank Williams Jr. and that kind of music, you're gonna probably gravitate to also music like the Doors, and that's understandable. And I mean, I come from the South, and I love me some good old Hank Williams Jr. In fact, you know what? I have completely skipped over my country portion here because I've been getting through my rock. And yes, I have some huge country roots, guys. Don't get me wrong here. In fact, one of the very first songs I've ever played for someone, and it fits pretty well with the story at this point, so we're gonna go over here. So I was on the pier, at what I want to say probably Ocean Isle Beach, most likely one of North and or South Carolina's coastal beaches, right? And there was these two elderly, this elderly couple, and they you know, at the time, I guess I need to explain better. Everywhere I used to go, I'd bring this baby. Not this particular baby. It was my black guitar, but poor thing, she's not with us anymore. She broke her neck. Yeah, long story on that one, but I would bring it with me everywhere I went because I am a guitar guy through and through. I love it. I feel like I can play. I'm confident to play anything on this instrument, even if I don't know the chords. Even if I had to fucking improvise, I feel confident that I can. If I know how it sings, I can make a melody at least enough for me to sing. And so this elderly couple was like, "Well, could you play us a love song while we dance?" And I was like, I got you. And so I brought my foot, made sure I was tuned. You may think that I'm talking foolish. You heard that I'm wild and I'm free. Hold up. Yo. Hey, it's cool. We good. Let me make sure that there's nobody here because I think it's not cool. Give me just a second, guys. Got to make sure there's no intruder. Sorry about that. They're just outside pressure washing. Alice doesn't like it. Alright. So, yeah, the whole apartment community's pressure washing our buildings. They're a saint. They're awesome. Anyhow, as I was saying, I propped my leg. I got my guitar properly, and I started. You may think that I'm talking foolish. You heard that I'm wild and I'm free. You may wonder how I can talk to you now. It's love that I feel for you, always will be. You're not just time that I'm killing. I'm no longer one of those guys. As sure as I live, it's love that I give. It's gonna be yours until the day that I die. Oh baby, I'm gonna love you forever. Forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather. As long as old women sit and talk about old men. If you wonder how long I'll be faithful, I'm happy to tell you again. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever. And I got my first dollar for it too. My grandfather told me to keep on to that because that was the first dollar I made. But being me, I bought like some fries from McDonald's with it. So and that's okay, because the thing is, money to me, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. I'm gonna make money. I've spent my whole life building up talents. I'm gonna find a way to make money. As long as I'm out here doing something to entertain y'all, I'm gonna make some money. Because I'm too creative. I have too much energy, and I have way too much ideas to not make some money yet. Like, if I was sitting here and I didn't have a single idea in my head, then I would be like, fuck, I'm broke. But while my wallet might be empty, my mind is full. And that's enough for me to know I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be okay. Now, how well those play out, we're gonna have to find out. But for now, yes. That dollar, I didn't keep the dollar. So some part of me kind of wishes I did, because it's kind of a beautiful symbolic thing where this is the first fan that ever paid me. But I mean, just the other day, I just signed my first 2 autographs, and I was over here like, man, this isn't fun. This is kind of weird. Like, it's not like not fun, I guess, because it was cool just sitting. Like, I guess this depends on your character, because like some people, they get that and they get a big head. I get that, and I got that moment. I used it to actually talk to them and let them, spread the awareness that they should sought to either learn how to produce their own songs, become their own record label in a sense. Go through, listen to what Prince said, because Prince knew what he was talking about. He knew the industry is corrupt as fuck, and he wasn't going to stand for it. He was going to take, he so much so he turned his fucking name into a goddamn symbol. Like, how badass is that? That man is a fucking musical hero, and we all should see that. And I hate that not all of us do. I know, like, people see that Taylor Swift went and got her own rights to her music, and no one's batting an eye about this whole industry taking advantage of all these musical artists. Like, I mean, Taylor Swift was able to do it because she's so huge, guys. You gotta understand that. Not every artist that don't own their music can fucking have that luxury. And in order to stop that, what we need to do is stop it at the fucking source, where every single one of us learns how to produce our own music. We have the capabilities. You can do it on your phone.
I'm going to show you how. Multiple people can already show you how, but that's going to be part of this journey as well. I'm showing you how I learned as well. Let's do it, guys. Let's create our own fucking industry of music. Let's build our own little personal empires, and let's not connect together and sell out like it happens every fucking time. Because corruption, it gets the greedy. That's all I'm saying. And with that, there's several artists that I would love to cover in this, but man, this video is already long as fuck. So I'm just gonna leave it with this actually. My journey in music, while I'm sitting here saying that it's a long one, I'm saying it as if it's ending, but it's never ending, and that's the beautiful thing about music is it's a journey that never ends until you do. Even sometimes, even then, if you're a part of it, because I mean, there's people who still listen to Sublime. That guy's passed away, but people listen to him. There's people who listen to Jimi Hendrix. I listen to fucking Jimi Hendrix every day. Like, that is a phenomenal impact on the world, and that's the kind of impact I think we all can make if we try. A lot of us is so scared to just get out here and try because all these corporations act like they fucking own the place, because they kind of do. But you know what? We can still get out here. We still have a voice, y'all. Like, the wrong people seem to be using their voice. It's time for the right people too. It's time for the right people too. But that's all I have for y'all today. Thanks for joining me. I'm sorry that it turned into kind of a little bit of a lecture here towards the end. It's just, I find myself more and more saddened by the corrupted state the music industry is in today. And you know what? I'm here to come and I'm here to clean it up. So let's do it together, y'all. Anyways, thank you for joining me with the Top Hat Guy Show today, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.